For months, the mystery surrounding the death of former South African Minister Nathi Mthethwa has haunted the nation, leaving a trail of unanswered questions, political tension, and whispered suspicions. Now, shocking new revelations have brought the case full circle, exposing a web of deceit that stretched deep into the corridors of power and ending in a confession that no one saw coming. It began as what seemed like a tragic personal loss. Mthethwa was found lifeless in his Paris apartment, his death initially ruled as a medical emergency. Officials cited heart complications, and within hours, statements of condolence flooded social media. But something about the speed and certainty of the announcement raised eyebrows, especially among those who knew him best. A close friend and former aide, speaking under anonymity, recalled that Mthethwa had confided fears of being followed and monitored in the weeks before his trip to France. He said he was sitting on something big, the source revealed. He told me he was about to expose people in very high places. Days later, he was gone. When independent journalists began digging into Mthethwa's final days, inconsistencies started to emerge. His travel itinerary had been altered without his approval. His security detail, once personally approved by him, was replaced with officers linked to an obscure private agency. Even more alarming, CCTV footage from the building where he stayed went missing the night before his death. What began as speculation soon turned into a full-scale international investigation when French authorities reopened the case following pressure from South Africa's newly appointed Justice Minister. Forensic experts re-examined evidence from the scene and discovered traces of a rare sedative in Mthethwa's bloodstream, a drug commonly used in covert intelligence operations. As suspicion mounted, a task force was assembled between French, South African, and Interpol investigators. Their pursuit led to a series of encrypted messages exchanged between high-ranking officials and members of Mthethwa's own security team. These messages hinted at plans to neutralize a potential scandal involving a soon-to-be-released dossier that Mthethwa had been compiling. That dossier, recovered from a hidden hard drive found in his luggage, contained explosive evidence of corruption and money laundering within major public institutions. According to leaked excerpts, Mthethwa had been preparing to expose the misuse of state funds tied to defense contracts and international lobbying deals. The turning point came when one of Mthethwa's former security officers, Captain Lutando Masiko, broke his silence. After weeks in custody, Masiko confessed during a late-night interrogation that the operation had been an inside job designed to silence the former minister before he could release his findings. "We were told it was for national stability," Masiko admitted, his voice reportedly shaking as he recounted the events. "But deep down, I knew it was wrong. He trusted us and we betrayed that trust." His confession has since triggered a political storm. Several senior officials are now under investigation, and the Ministry of State Security faces accusations of orchestrating a cover-up to protect influential figures with ties to the scandal. What was once framed as a personal tragedy has now been reclassified as premeditated murder with political intent. Reactions across South Africa have been explosive. Protesters have gathered outside government buildings demanding full transparency, while opposition leaders are calling for resignations at the highest level. "This is not just about Mthethwa," said one political commentator. "It's about how far corruption can go when power and fear intertwine." The Mthethwa family, long skeptical of the official narrative, expressed both heartbreak and relief upon hearing the confession. "We always knew Nathi's death was not an accident," his brother said in a statement. "He died fighting for truth, and now that truth is finally speaking for itself." As the investigation widens, more details continue to surface. Sources suggest that Mthethwa's murder may have been part of a larger conspiracy involving intelligence leaks and offshore accounts. Several arrests have already been made, and international warrants are reportedly in motion. The story that began with silence has now become one of exposure, a saga of betrayal, power, and retribution. What once was hidden behind official statements and political spin is now unraveling in real time, proving once again that truth, no matter how deeply buried, always finds its way to the surface. The late Nathi Mthethwa's name now stands as both a warning and a legacy, a reminder that even in the face of darkness and deceit, justice remains relentless.